Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Repel, and we're bringing you our 7th Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Take a look at my team. I'm carrying the Registeel, the Crawdaunt, the Rotom-H, the Donphan, and new addition, the Drifblim, and new addition, Mega Beedrill. And my opponent, Chrissy, has one frightening-ass team, too. That fucking Pachirisu, Sajin Park's Pachirisu. If you guys know what I'm talking about, yeah, Sajin Park's Pachirisu. That Aranine, that Landorus, that Sylveon, that Sableye, possibly Mega, and of course that Lapras. Really frightening, so you gotta be really careful. I'm really excited to use my two brand new Pokemon, that Drifblim and that Mega Beedrill. This Mega Beedrill is a gift from one of my subscriber named Jesse, and so I could give a huge thanks to Jesse. Leave that awesome thumbs up for my man Jesse for sharing that shiny Weedle. So he's gonna lead off. Well, she's gonna lead off with that Lapras. I'm gonna lead off with the Registeel because I want to set up my rocks ASAP. I'm kind of glad she didn't lead off with, you know, Sableye or Aranine or even Landorus. So I'm free to set up my rocks. But before I do that, she makes a huge roadblock and uses Confuse Ray. And knowing me, I hit myself in confusion every fucking time. So I cannot use Stealth Rocks. But you know, it doesn't hurt too much, you know, because I don't have any attack. So now Chrissy's gonna switch out. I'm kind of wondering who she's gonna switch out to. So she's gonna switch into Pachirisu. So, you know, pretty awesome lead there. Pachirisu can obviously go for Nuzzle, so she can do like a, you know, Parafusion kind of thing going on here. But luckily I don't hit myself in confusion this time and set up my rocks, which is great because she does have two Pokemon that's weak to rocks, that Aranine and of course that Lapras. So I get out of here expecting a Nuzzle. She could go for a Toxic or even Super Fang, you know, but she does go for a Super Fang, so a really good switch on my part. I mean, on her part. I don't have any Ghost types, so she's free to go for Super Fang. Now she's expecting the Earthquake, and she's gonna switch into Landorus, but I'm not gonna use Earthquake. I wanna just go for the Ice Shard in case she does send out the Landorus. Landorus does drop my attack, so this Ice Shard won't actually do that much. Ice Shard is pretty fucking weak, it's not stab, and you know, my attack was dropped, so, but you know, it still did a decent amount. So now I have my own Landorus. Usually Landorus do set up Stealth Rocks. Usually. I mean, sometimes they don't, but I went for the Ice Shard anyways, so it turns out he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks. Now I can go for another Ice Shard and just finish off this Landorus, but I'm pretty sure my opponent is gonna switch out. You know, usually they do. So instead of going for the Ice Shard, I went for the risky play here and went for the Rabbit Spin. Now she could go for the Sableye and, you know, Spin Block me. So, but luckily she didn't, so that's pretty sweet. So she's probably expecting that I don't have Rapid Spin, but I mean, what kind of Donphan doesn't have Rapid Spin, right? I mean, most Donphans have Rapid Spin even over Stealth Rocks. So Rapid Spin is just so damn important, so. Now, I'm gonna get out of here expecting, you know, a water attack, so I'm gonna go into my Crawdaunt, and I want to get an early, you know, early game sweep going on. This is a Dragon Dancing Crawdaunt. But turns out she has the Freeze Dry, and I totally forgot that Lapras can learn Freeze Dry, and it just completely one-shots me. So, huge derp on my part. I should have just brought in my Registeel, but you know, I was feeling a little bit greedy. I want to set up a sweeper ASAP, but now I went to the Rotom-H, you know, expecting that she might switch out to eat up a Volt Switch or Thunderbolt, you know, because I am fucking Rotom, and she does have that ground type and a Volt absorbing Pachirisu, so I don't know why she didn't switch out. She didn't switch out because she definitely would not have lived a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch, but yeah, luckily she misses her Hydro Pump, so that's kind of good, right? So now I'm going to have to go back into my Registeel. This is a pretty good, awesome Lapras counter since it'll eat up any ice attacks and even water attacks surprisingly well. So she does go for that Hydro Pump, and I think Hydro Pump's animation has been improved in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I think it has. It looks really damn sweet, so. Now, I'm gonna grab, you know, some more leftovers, and then it's my turn, but, you know, she does confuse me yet again. It's like the only thing this Lapras can really do to this Registeel, I guess, so, and of course I hit myself. Of course. I just want to land a Thunder Wave or a Seismic Toss. Actually, I didn't go for Thunder Wave because, like I mentioned, she has Ground type and Volt Absorb. You know, my opponent has all these opportunities to switch out and switch in, but, you know, she's not. You know, my Aranine, I mean, my Registeel is carrying the Earthquake as well, and she, you know, adamantly sends out the Aranine, so. Yeah, had I went for the Earthquake, this Aranine would have been toast, but it doesn't matter because I hit myself twice, so. I'm expecting like a fire attack now, so I'm gonna get out of here. Gonna get out of here fast. And, yeah, not enjoying that Flare Blitz coming in, so. Gonna go into Rotom, you know, in case this Aranine is a Will-O-Wisp Aranine, But turns out she's just gonna go for the extreme speed. You know, that's good. It'll do neutral to, you know, whatchamacallit, Rotom. So she keeps using extreme speed. So I'm like, you know, fuck this shit. You know, I could have just went for a Thunderbolt and maybe kill it, but then I thought, like I mentioned, I'm just so afraid that she's gonna switch into her ground type or that Pachirisu to block my, you know, electric attack. So I went for the trick instead. So now he's stuck into, you know, Choice Scarf. So I thought, you know, if she goes for the extreme speed, she'll just be stuck. But you know, she goes for the close combat, which is even better. So she has to switch out now, and it gives me a free opportunity to set up. I'm gonna show you what kind of spread this Drifblim is. I'm so excited to show you guys. So this is a Calm Mind Drifblim. This Drifblim obviously has the Unburdened boost. If you guys don't know what Unburdened is, it's, you know, a special ability that boosts your speed 2 times after consuming an item. So I do have Rest on this Drifblim. So basically the strategy is you just keep using Calm Mind as much as you can, rest, and then you just become a, you know, sweeping behemoth. And yeah, this Drifblim is going to do quite a lot of work in this battle. So he's going to send out the Sylveon. He's not using Toxic, so I'm pretty sure it's an offensive Sylveon. Now he's going to go for this Side Shock, you know, which is understandable because I did build up Calm Mind, but yeah, I am quite heavily invested in defense too, so Side Shock is not going to do too much. I'm going to go for my 3rd Calm Mind now, so my opponent has given me 3 times to use Calm Mind, so things are looking a little bit scary, at least, you know, for my opponent. At least he should feel a little bit frightened, or she should. So she's going to go for the Hyper Voice, the Pixelate Hyper Voice. You know, it is stab, so it's going to do more than Side Shock, so now I'm kind of fearing that she might land a critical. You know, I was a little bit paranoid, so I just want to go for an early rest here. You know, grab all of my HP back, eat that Chesto Berry, and, you know, gain my Unburdened ability, and, you know, start just wrecking shit. So she's gonna keep staying in. So, you know, like I mentioned, like I thought she was gonna get a critical, or maybe she was gonna switch it out, you know, into Pachirisu to, you know, strike me with an electric attack, or even the Landorus. So, and I get a nice fat critical, and it's gonna do so much to that Sylveon. And one more Shadow Ball shall do it. My opponent does not have any normal types, so she has no choice but to let the Sylveon die, which is great. Sylveon is a big problem here. So there you have it, Drifblim completely walling and retaliating Sylveon back. Now she's gonna send out her Choice Scarf Arcanine. You know, I did give the Choice Scarf back to Arcanine with that trick, so turns out I actually I'm a little bit afraid that I might not outspeed this Arcanine, but turns out I do outspeed him, which is great. Unburdened, boost, Drifblim outspeeding a Choice Scarf Arcanine. So I don't think neither of us saw that coming. I mean, obviously my opponent didn't see that coming because she just sent out the Arcanine and just pretty much let it die. So now she's gonna send out the Sableye, Mega Sableye. I've never fought Mega Sableye, to be honest, so I really don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I'm scared that she might taunt me, I'm scared she might go for a substitute, you know, like all that shit. And not to mention, I'm scared that she might not even be a Mega. So I just went for the attack, but turns out she has a Sucker Punch, and like, fuck, it just completely one-shots me, you know, stab, Sucker Punch. So I kind of should have saw that coming, but I'm still really, you know, happy for my Drifblim. So now comes the Mega Beedrill. You guys will get to see my awesome shiny Mega Beedrill given to my subscriber Jesse, so thank him again. So I'm gonna go for Protect, you know, kind of just to scout, and not to mention I want that speed boost next turn anyways. So I mean, not speed boost, but I want like that Mega Evolution speed. So he's not going for the Sucker Punch, so which is great, honestly. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna go for the payback. I'm gonna go into, you know, the only Pokemon in my team that can really take a payback, which is obviously my Donphan. But more importantly, my Donphan has the Ice Shard. Now I know Ice Shard can't kill from this range, but that doesn't really matter because that'll just cancel, you know, this Mega Sableye Sucker Punch. So, you know, rocks are up. So obviously this Sableye can't do shit. So she has to switch, you know, has to let him die. So yeah, if, you know, this Sableye was still a Prankster Sableye, you know, she could have just like kept using Recover and all that shit. But luckily, yeah. So now the Lapras comes out, and this will be the last time the Lapras should come out because Lapras has less than 25% HP from this range, so if she wants to switch out, that Lapras is good, you know, gone for good. So she does go for the Confuse, expecting me to switch into the Registeel, which is great. You know, Registeel just can't fucking function when he's like confused. I don't know why, man. It's like, go home, Registeel, you're drunk. So he's gonna go for a Freeze Dry instead of Hydro Pump, probably, you know, fishing for freezes, and she does get a freeze. So Really lucky there, but luckily I do thaw out in one turn. It's fucking hilarious how you can just thaw out in one turn. But I am hitting myself in confusion, so it doesn't even fucking matter. So she's doing like a freeze confusion combination with me, I guess. Surprisingly, my opponent is switching out. I mean, that Lapras is gone for good. I don't know why she decided to switch out, but yeah, she can do whatever. And now she decides to send out the Pachirisu. So, you know, like once again, she's just making all these like switches that I can't, I can't follow. You know, like she has so many opportunities to switch into my potential volt switches coming from my Rotom-H, but she didn't, you know, do any of that. So, you know, and she switches out the Lapras now, but you know, it's all good here. So she did go for the Super Fang, so actually I could have switched into the Rotom-H. You know, my Rotom-H had like 9 HP left, so it doesn't matter if I get Super Fang. But now she decides to go for a Nuzzle, but then, you know, at this point I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just let Registeel die, since I kind of already pressured that Lapras to die. So, you know, Registeel already did his job, so you know, whatever. But I didn't expect to break out of confusion nor paralysis. You know, I'm usually not that lucky, but you know, I guess it turns out. And he does have the citrus berry, so you know, usually Pachirisu does carry the citrus berry. So you know, I'm thinking I do have a chance to kill actually, but you know, like I mentioned, I'm sitting at such poor luck, and luckily I do snap out of confusion. So I'm gonna go for the second Earthquake. It's gonna do quite a good amount. So one more Earthquake shall kill this Pachirisu. So now I'm thinking she will obviously switch out, right? I mean, Earthquake is coming. She still has a Landorus, but she actually stays in. And you know, I was fearing the Flying type Landorus was gonna come out, so I went for the Seismic Toss. But yeah, like I mentioned again, my opponent is just not switching out. Like, you know, she's just playing mind games with me. Now she does have that Lapras, but you know, it'll die to rocks, and she has the Landorus. So this Landorus will obviously finish me off with an Earthquake, you know, no questions asked. So Registeel does have to go down, but for some odd reason she decides to go for Swords Dance. You know, I guess she's predicting that, you know, she's just hoping that I get that, you know, Para-Hacks, but yeah, no, I'm not getting Para-Hacks. Sorry. I mean, even if I did get Para-Hacks, I could just, you know, easily revenge kill, you know, with like, yeah, my Donphan or something like that. So now she sends out her last Pokemon, the Lapras, and yep, Stealth Rocks is actually enough to finish off this Lapras. So there you have it. Thank you, Chrissy. Heart, Spade, Chrissy, Diamond, Club, Spade, sorry, okay, anyways, thank you guys for watching such an amazing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. If you guys like Drifblim, leave that awesome like, and you know, you guys like Mega Beedrill, so fucking badass, leave that awesome like as well. Thanks for watching guys, I'm out of here.